started the Lifetime Achievement Award right with the first year in 1982. And through those times, there's been controversy whether this one should, this one shouldn't, etc. And as time has gone by, some of the people that are just mega people in this organization somehow got past it about 5 or 6 years and something like this. This is one of those people that should have gotten this a long time ago, and including Jeff. He should have gotten this before he got that too. So, anyway, Marlene's going to give you a little update about the client, the customer, the coin dealer. Okay.
Okay, this year's Lifetime Achievement Award, or recipient, I should say, for 2019, has been in the coin business for over 40 years, not quite as long as Jeff Garrett was. And he is one of the founders of PCGS in 1986. He then resigned from PCGS 3 months later. In 1989, he made his first loan of over $1 million for the rarest and the rarest and the most expensive at that time silver dollar purchase. He also was the solo numismatic expert. Remember that title, because this was with Blanchard and Company. He was actually known as the solo numismatic expert for Blanchard and Company. Now, I don't know how many of you actually sold to Blanchard. Everybody in here? Anybody raise their hands? How many cracked out CCs? Nah, we all did it. Don't deny it. You did it. At any rate, and then we tubed them up because it was cheaper to put them in the tubes than it was to actually send them in the plastics. I kind of regret that. No, I don't kind of. I definitely regret doing that. But you made me do it. I was young, naive. At any rate, he was also a consultant to Christie's auction from 1992 to 2000. Does anyone know who this is yet? Okay. In 2005, he founded you okay, David? Okay. In 2005, he founded the Numismatic Consumer Alliance in the great state of the Tomato State, for those of you who know who the Tomato State is. And he still is until date. It was called the NCA. It was a nonprofit organization that stopped unscrupulous, quote, unscrupulous dealers to promote and victimize the public. He was also an expert for the United States Postal Service. He was involved with the largest shipwreck, which was known as the U.S. Central America. He was also involved, and actually the U.S. Central America was transcribed as the numismatic history, as the largest numismatic history shipwreck at that time. He also was involved in 1999 again with the New York SS shipwreck. He was a consultant to both P&G. He was a defining he both worked with PNC and P&G in defining a coding system for us for detecting and a consultant for eBay for third-party grading service. When we all started getting into the grading services, they approached him first, so that he was pretty much, he wrote the script for us, not for us, for the industry in decoding, so that we would not have unscrupulous dealers selling on eBay. That was before P&G got involved. This recipient also received many awards from P&G, from A&A, from the Numismatic Literary Guild. He also received PCGS Hall of Fame. I didn't even know there was a PCGS Hall of Fame. How many in this room knew that? Does anyone know that there's a PCGS Hall of Fame? How do you know that, Brett?
Because one of the past recipients received a Hall of Fame award.
See, if we all donate half as much as this man donates to all these organizations, we would know that. I didn't know it. Way to go, Brett. At any rate, I'm trying really hard to get Brett on the board. At any rate, of the NSDR. Also, this recipient, he has received so many awards. I was quite surprised at the time that he was brought up to me and nominated as secretary. I was like, wait a minute, guys, he's not even an NSDR member. If we're going to give him this award, don't you think we should make him a member? So needless to say, I got my husband to do the dirty work, and he did make him a member. So it's no surprise to me that this lifetime member, now, he's our newest lifetime member this year. His name is John. Does anyone else know who he is? No. No. Seriously, you guys probably don't know, do you?
He knows.
Take a guess, Gary, Mr. President.
Come on, please.
You got it. John Albanese is from New Jersey. I'm originally from New Jersey in New York State, so that's why I called it Tomato State, in case you guys really didn't know what that was. So here to present is Mr. John W. Highfill, my loving husband.
Anyway, Don Kagin, can you come up here, please?
I got it on tape, Brian. John said you would get the award for him.
Don here is going to take this award for John Albanese. It's about a couple of years ago they made me something. Anyways, I'm the lifetime award John W. Highfill. Anyways, it's called John W. Highfill Lifetime Achievement Award for John Albanese.
I'm honored to accept this on behalf of John Albanese. In the 40-some years that I've known John, I don't know any numismatist that I feel has more integrity and honesty and vision than John Albanese. Just on a personal standpoint, I want to show you something real quick, just as a demonstration. I think what I'm showing you is something that in the last few years has revolutionized the coin industry. John Albanese is partially responsible for many of our recent innovations in our industry. As Marlene pointed out, he's co-sponsor of PCGS. He started NGC and he started CAC. And today, all these innovations in the 35-some years that they've been around over time have revolutionized our industry. And my God, I don't know what he's going to do next, but it's going to be something that will help our industry, help define our industry, and help us to make it more available, transparent, and compelling to people who aren't even aware of numismatics today. And that's partly responsible because of John Albanese. He's so busy doing things like that. He really wanted to be here tonight. Something very, very dramatic, important came about, and he just couldn't make it. And he asked me to accept this and say a few words on his behalf, in his own words. As a teenager, I remember, John remembers, Lou Sarah, willing to spend hours with me at New Jersey coin shows, pointing out the subtleties of silver dollars and even holding his choicest coins for my collection. Thanks, Lou. Lou couldn't be here tonight because he's bidding on a coin auction, and unfortunately some of us have different priorities, so, but thank you, Lou, on behalf of John. John says he also learned a tremendous amount from Ed Hipp Sr. and Jr. in Allenton, Pennsylvania. They employed a gentleman named Billy, who was a silver dollar specialist. His prices seemed astronomical to him at the time, but the coins were amazing. In my mid-teens, I met a gentleman, Dennis Loam, from St. Louis. Do anybody here know who Dennis Loam is? Okay, great. All right. I believe he was a fireman and a part-time coin dealer. He also spent quite a bit of time teaching me the finer points of grading and focused on the tougher O-mints. I still remember the Super 86.0 and 92.0 I purchased from Dennis, and visiting Dennis's table was always the highlight of the show for me. You can blame Dennis for CAC being tough on O-mints. Thank you, Dennis, wherever you are. I only owned one book on dollars, Wayne Miller's, of course, and a decade later, in NGC's infancy, some guy named John Highfill wrote a legendary silver dollar book that gave us a big boost.
Well, thank you.
Okay? So thank you, Wayne. Thank you, John. And lastly, a shout out to Thad Olson, a true silver dollar genius, right?
Yes, he was.
I hope he's considered for next year's award. Congratulations, John. Thank you on his behalf.
I know we talked a lot tonight. I just want to say one thing. The Roundtable started in '82, and we signed up, a few of us signed up 100 people in 1 year, and then 50, 50, 50. We got to around 380, and since then we've had a lot of people that have gone out the back door. So what we've done now in the last 3 to 5 years, especially with Jeff and Don and others, and this other Don over here, we've gone back and researched what we've done. Sometimes we have lifetime achievement award people. I'm not going to say anything about them bad, but they weren't in the legendary categories that should be deserved for this award. And it'd be people like John Albanese and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But anyway, we're trying to grow it bigger, but it's harder, just like the NA organization, PNG and us. It's hard to get new members. You can't walk up and say, well, you want to join us something? No. You know, so it's pretty tough to do. Anyway, we're doing the best we can to keep what we got going.